Everyone, video this week. Are you too busy to be successful? Now, we can find ourselves inundated with videos and apps, links and emails and just the noise of everyday society now. I mean, technology is great. We get to learn, impact, just like this video coming to you wherever you are. Your home computer, at work, mobile device, doesn't matter. Could be on an iPad. Who knows where you're watching this? But the fact is that all of the technology and the tools that we have can also be a distraction if we're not careful and if we don't properly maintain. Hey, by the way, I'm holding a copy of my book, Driven. You can go to duanecotton.com/driven and order your copy today. This is a really good book. This follows me from 13 all the way through to roughly when I was 42 years old. And it begins with me looking at a car, this car right here, and visualizing and dreaming of owning it and building businesses. And actually the book ends with me on the set of Extreme Makeover Home Edition. How cool is that? So a lot of good stuff in here, good stories, family connections. Funny thing is about the video today, about all the noise, are you too busy to be successful? I found that there was a segment of this book when I wrote it. It reminded me I was too busy. I was too scattered. I was trying to do too much at one time, and I diluted myself. So my skills dropped overall. I was still moving in the right direction, but I wasn't as sharp in the areas that I needed to be sharp in at that time because I was trying to conquer the world, and you can't do it. So there's a book out there, The One Thing. It's a very good place to start. Read that. Understand how you need to concentrate your efforts and your talents on your profession and your business. Now, if you are diversified, sometimes it's a little bit harder, and that's where delegation and putting people into different positions to help with the micro decisions. And then you worry about, as the business owner or the manager, you worry about the macro decisions, which way your company's going. What's the plan for the next 5 years? Which way are you headed? That's what your big picture is. That's your one thing, is taking the company to that direction and then managing people, partners, freelancers, whoever they are, to help you with the small decisions, which incidentally, small decisions are just as important and sometimes more important. And that's why dealing with freelancers or someone that specializes in that area, they're concentrated, they're skilled, and that's their profession, that whatever you're hiring them for. So, and I want to tell you a little bit, my profession is obviously the trades industry and the building industry. Now, I want to tell you some examples of what we do, but always check with a lawyer, a CPA. We're neither. This is what we do. You can kind of mirror off what we do, but check for yourself with your team, as we call them. You need to make sure you have a good team around you. And we want to make sure that we disclose this is what we do, but check and verify and see if it's right for you. So in the construction and the services business, the heating and air, plumbing, electrical, roofing, siding, these companies can make some pretty good money for you, especially HVAC, plumbing, electrical. You can make a lot of money. And then, so as at the end of the year, what we would always do is we would take the money that we had left over after we've paid our taxes and everything's done, what we actually have to spend and invest, turn around and invest that into real estate. There's a few different ways you can invest in a real estate. You can buy, fix, and flip, better known as just flipping properties, or you can buy and hold. You can do all sorts of things. You can do multifamily, single family. I like single family and small multifamily units, but there's all types of stuff that you can do. So you can save your way to a small fortune and save your way to retirement and freedom and financial independence, or you can invest. You can take that profit that you have, that $50,000, $100,000, maybe $300,000, $400,000, whatever your number is. Take some of that money and then reinvest it into something that is scalable and also something that will pay you back. It appreciates and it'll actually pay you each month. And there's tax breaks and there's all sorts of stuff in there. So like I said, check with your team to see if it's right for you. But that is one way to build wealth, long-term wealth. Because when you're working hard today and you're performing a task, just say heating and air conditioning, we're doing that today. That doesn't mean we're going to be doing it tomorrow or can do it tomorrow. So as you make these long-term investments, like in the real estate, this is something that's going to stick around for a while, and it's actually going to pay you to own it, and it's going to help you with your tax break. So It's definitely something you want to consider. Now, in the heating and air conditioning business, plumbing, electrical, whatever business you're in, maybe you're in a donut business, right? Maybe you own a hair salon, whatever your business is, you have to stay focused. You've got so much coming to you in the way of apps, like we were saying earlier, videos you're watching, and you start watching a video like this, which, by the way, if you would like and subscribe to this channel, hit the little bell so you can get notified whenever we have a new video that drops. And hopefully, and I can't guarantee anything, but hopefully, and I would predict that it's something that you can use in your business because, I've been there, I am there. So some of the stuff I talk about is problems or obstacles or opportunities that I run into, find, or work with now. So I want to talk to you about as I've experienced a negative or a positive, what does that look like? But in a day of running your business, you can get inundated and you can lose focus. You can have so many things coming at you at one time. You start to get distracted and you start to get diluted, mentally diluted. I heard a video, they said, or somebody was saying on YouTube here, your brain's like a CPU and, it takes in so much information and it overheats. One thing that I've been finding is there's a lot of influencers out there starting to promote minimalism in their business. And so they're trying to go back to that proverbial one thing that let's keep the main focus, whatever their focus is and whatever their channel's about, right? So I do talk about diversification. So I'm going to have to thread the needle there and tell you that when I speak of diversification, say in the building and construction industry, if you're a custom home builder, diversification can be building room additions, or it can be providing a service where you repair a house, you do small maintenance items. So diversification is in your task, but the macro picture, you're still in construction. It's just that you're just not building single family houses or multifamily. You're actually doing repairs, additions, and maintenance items. So it's a little bit different mindset. Now, how does that work? Well, if you have a downturn in the economy and people quit buying as many new houses, guess what? We're now working on existing houses. And by the way, if you're investing in real estate and you have rental properties and you're investing in the right type of property, the cash flowing properties that are the houses that in any economy anyone can rent. Those are the type houses, the bread and butter solid rental houses, that if the home building industry starts to really, really slow down, then you have that personal investment somewhere, because you're going to live somewhere, right? You're not going to disappear. So taking your profits from one business, invest them somewhere else, and this really just basically helps you in the big picture. If you're in a heating and air conditioning business, it's not uncommon for heating and air to do plumbing and electrical in-house, and also installation. There's more and more companies doing installation, say that 3 times, and whether it be foam or just regular glass insulation, all types. Maybe you're doing crawl spaces. If you're in the HVAC business, now you're conditioning crawl spaces and you're getting rid of the water and all the stuff that grows in the crawl space. And that's there again, it's in the wheelhouse. You're in that conditioning. Chances are, if you're doing insulation in a crawl space, really what you're doing is cleaning it out, sealing everything up. You're adding a membrane of some type up the walls, maybe spray foaming. It's a combination, different ways of doing it. You're adding a dehumidifier. There's electrical involved. You see how that keeps everything in the big picture with the mechanical, plumbing, heating, and electrical. And so it's a very commonplace now to expand. Now, maybe you don't want to expand outside of your one thing. You're a heating and air conditioning contractor and you don't want to do electrical or plumbing or crawl spaces. That's fine too. Now you want to hone in on what you offer. You're good on service contracts, maintenance. That your specialty now becomes customer service. And I teach a lot about being service savvy. It's a program that we have that we're building out right now. Service savvy is a way that how do you build rapport with a client? When that first impression when they meet you. The first thing I was told one time by a service manager that I had, what's the first thing you fix when you go to someone's house? I tried guessing everything under the sun, and it was none of what I guessed. It was you fix the client. You build rapport. You make them feel comfortable with you as a person and your professionalism. So if you're just in the heating and air conditioning business, then specialize on service and the quality of service. If you're in the plumbing business, specialize in plumbing, maintenance in plumbing. How many plumbers have maintenance contracts on houses? Not too many. How many offer a annual water heater draining service? How many call their clients and say, hey, you know, it's been a year since we put your water heater in and we're supposed to drain it, or you're supposed to drain it every year. This is a service that we offer. Now, if you go out just to drain the water heater, you're not going to make a lot of money, but you're in the house again. And sometimes that opportunity to be in that house is an opportunity to look for other problems. You know, give them a courtesy inspection if they're on a crawl space. Look under the crawl space if anything's leaking. If there's any issues with other faucets. They might not call you to fix a dripping hose bib in their backyard if it's not leaking too bad. But while you're there draining the water heater, they might get you. They're more likely to get you to fix it. Or if you're an electrician, a maintenance contract or a service agreement on their electrical panel. You're checking the breakers, make sure there's not a circuit getting too hot, something's overamping. You know, we're always plugging in new stuff to our house. You know, do we have a terminal strip with 100 cords coming out of it? It's not correct. You're not supposed to do that. So all trades, all your major, really top 3 trades, you have an opportunity for maintenance agreements. Now, roofers have the opportunity as well. Maybe it's an annual roof inspection to make sure during the summer hail didn't damage it, or there's deterioration in the shingles that you're not seeing flashings fail or pipe collars. What about cleaning the gutters? If there's trees around their house, while you're there, you clean the gutters. Now you figure this into a service contract. Think about your business and think about how you can add value to your clients. Now, everything that I just told you was not just to take money from your clients. This is a win-win. I am a win-win guy. I am here to tell you that you have to add value to your clients' lives, to their house, to their place of their office or wherever it is. You have to add value. Now, when you add value, and it's real value, they're going to pay you for that service. And then you provide, it's a perfect relationship. They're winning if they're checking the roof because now they're going to find a problem before there's a major roof leak. If it's the heating and air conditioning business, maybe they find cracked heat exchangers before someone gets sick in the house. Or if it's plumbing, they're catching a leak under the house before it creates an environmental issue. There are tons of advantages here. So the value on the client side is there and the profit on your side as a company is there. So let's concentrating on our business, right? Let's concentrate on that one thing. Concentrate on shedding out some of the noise. If it doesn't pertain to you, if it's not something that is helping you, your family, or your business, start to cut out the noise. Now, I want to finish with one thing about the professional minimalism. And this is where a lot of people are just starting to sell all their stuff, and not a lot of people, I should say, but some people, and they're really promoting it, and they're filming it, and they're showing it. And look, I'll have all the respect in the world. If that's what they want to do, good for them. But there's something in between cluttering up and having stuff, clutter in the brain and physical clutter around you and having nothing. And that's where I'm at. I like my four-wheelers. I like my old hot rod. I like some of the stuff that I have here at my house. However, there's some things laying around that I have that I want to get rid of. Because if my brain is constantly, I mean, every single day I'm thinking about, well, I have to clean up the garage, clean up the shed, I have to grow my business. I'm taking the kids back and forth to school, which is something we'll talk in another video. That's not a task for me because that's something that I want to do. It hasn't always been that way. But that is something that's not a job or it's not a schedule conflict. That is a given. That's what I'm doing. And then work is around my kids and my family. But you can start to get rid of some of this stuff. Mowing your grass. If you're a business owner, I have no idea why you mow your own grass. That is something that you need to sub out. You need to hire it out. Cleaning your house. Don't spend what spare time you have in cleaning your house. I mean, this is just my advice, okay? But this is how we can start to compress time. All right, we can start to spend more quality time with our family and on concentrating our business, and we're not spending it diluted. Trying to work on our business for an hour or two a day, physically working for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, then cleaning our house. And on Saturday, when you have a few minutes, you're doing yard work. but that you could be out with your family. You could be doing something fun there, or maybe you're working. Maybe you're working on your business again. So remember, we have to compress time, we have to scale, we have to get rid of the noise and all the static, and we have to concentrate on growing our business. That's just that simple. Now, I know we're not talking about a lot on this video today, but it's just a lot of the same thing. And the same thing is to get you to concentrate on getting rid of some of the noise that you have. Now, you have to have an outlet. You need a hobby. If it's something that you like doing, if it's riding four-wheelers or rock climbing, or fishing or hunting or whatever it is that you do, keep doing it. And the best thing about hiring out some of the small stuff and getting rid of the time you can just spend just watching videos that have everything to do about everything else except what you need to be watching or learning or concentrating on, is that we now are able to compress time. We're able to add value to ourselves, add value to our company and our partners or employees, however you're set up. We're actually able to increase the quality of life, increase the predictability of success, because success leaves clues, and all you have to do is watch other people, see what they do, see how they've expanded their business and how they've bought time with their family as a small business owner. And it's hard. I mean, I've been there. I know it's hard. I worked a lot of hours in the past. When I owned my heating and air company, I owned a lot. I mean, I worked a lot of hours. I was away from my family a lot. And one thing I realized is I was working hard sometimes at working hard, when I could have worked a lot smarter and scaled my business in a different way and invested in a few more people. And that, my friends, would have bought me a lot more time. So cutting out some of the noise. Hope you're not too busy to be successful, because this is something that's happening and we need to concentrate on professional minimalism. Getting rid of the stuff that doesn't make sense, getting rid of doing a task that costs you more than double or triple of what it would take for you to hire it out to get it done. If you're cutting your grass, what kind of values put on your time when you could be spending it with your family, or own your hobby, or grow in your business? I mean, those three things should be the most important. It's how I look at life now. It's how I look at growing our company. Driven. This is a book I hope you buy. The link is in the description below. Go to duanecotton.com/driven. And you know what? The book, I think, will change your life. Until next time, see you.